Hey everyone, welcome back to our Application Academy and the PR.Stability Analysis software tutorial series. Again, my name is Lindsay Dawson and I'm an application specialist with Nanotemper Technologies. In this tutorial, we're going to touch on some of the more advanced options built into our PR.Stability Analysis software. Now, this software has so many capabilities built into it that we really thought it would be best to dedicate a single tutorial just to showing you how you can optimally view and analyze your data sets. So to start out, we're going to walk you through how you can go about customizing the view of your data table, as well as some of those analysis settings. And again, showing you how this is really meant to standardize your analysis workflow, as well as help you to reach stronger and faster conclusions about the stability of your data. Let's jump into the software. To start out, I'm going to show you how you can customize that view of your data table to, again, meet those analysis requirements. So let's go ahead and select Choose Columns. Now we can notice that several of the columns are automatically selected for while others are not. So go ahead and toggle or untoggle anything that you do or do not want to see. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the thumbnail of the unfolding profile. I'll leave on our annotations and I'll include the slope at inflection point 1 and inflection point 2. I'll leave onset of melting on, and I'll also leave off the individual ratio data, individual wavelength data, and just visualize the onset of scattering. Once you're happy with the specific columns that you'd like displayed, go ahead and hit apply. And now we're visualizing just the data that we need to see in a more compact area. To make this even more granular for your data analysis purposes, we've included both filtering and sorting functions into the software. To quickly filter your data set, you'll notice at the top of the different column headers, you have a tiny filter button. You can go ahead and click on that and select the specific samples that you'd like to visualize in the data table, as well as the unfolding profiles. Once you've selected for those samples, you can then click on the arrow at the column header to then sort those samples alphanumerically. Another great feature that's built into the software is the search function. So using this search function, you're going to employ the annotations that you originally included into the PR Therm Control or Chem Control softwares. So let's go ahead and type in a value that we've included in our annotation, and we can quickly see that those specific samples are displayed individually in the data table. Now to visualize the unfolding profile of both, let's go ahead and hit Shift and click on the other sample. Another option that you have for filtering your data quickly would be to simply select for these samples based on a specific parameter that you want to visualize. And what you can do is hold down the Control option on your keyboard and then just click through the samples that you want to make a direct comparison on. Now we just want to look at these samples, so we'll go ahead and select Show Selection Only. So now we're just seeing the samples that we care about, and we can go ahead and visualize the comparison in the unfolding profile. Another option that I wanted to point out from our display options tutorial was this normalized scattering function that we also have built into the software. Now this is really meant to help you quickly be able to make a comparison of the scattering data that you've collected on your samples from one sample to the next. And we can see that it normalizes these values to 0. So that's really the easiest way to visually detect the differences, the variations that come up between scattering of these samples in these various conditions. Now, lastly, I want to come back to the table and just go over this slope at inflection point value that we selected for on the choose column options. So this is a new parameter that's incorporated into the PR Stability Analysis software, and yet another parameter that you can use to assess the thermodynamic stability of your samples. So in conjunction with looking at onset of melting as well as inflection point values, you can now also use this value again to assess the thermodynamic stability of your sample. So this was something that traditionally you probably did by eye in looking at, say, the width of one peak in comparison to another. Say those samples had the same TM values, however, one peak was more broad than the other. This is now a quantitative measurement that we can put on that we no longer have to eyeball by looking at the unfolding profiles. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. As always, please let us know if you have questions, and feel free to join our Explorer community to interact directly with your Prometheus users. Thank you.